Hello and welcome to Lessons Food and Barbecue. Today we're going to make another traditional Swedish dish. It's called Biff Rydberg or Beef Rydberg. Rydberg is an old-fashioned hotel and they created this dish. We also have another traditional dish called Pytt Panna, which is small pieces in a skillet kind of, where you mix potatoes, onions and sausage in small cubes and you serve it mixed. Biff Rydberg is like that, but in the original recipe you have beef fillet, which I think it's a little bit too expensive for this dish, so I'm going to use roast beef. And you chop it in cubes and you serve them separately, and I will show you how to do that. Okay, there we are. So we need potatoes, I'm going to peel them. Onions, I'm going to peel them. Meat, I'm going to trim that. Salt and pepper to spice the meat a little bit and the potatoes a little bit. And we're going to make a sauce out of heavy cream, 1 cup of heavy cream, 1 tablespoon of mustard and 1 teaspoon of salt. This dish originally asks for 1 egg yolk instead of the sauce, but since no one in the family really likes that, we're going to go with the sauce. Anyway, so we'll start by making that. And there we are. So it's... I can actually turn it upside down. Okay, 1 teaspoon of salt. That's a tablespoon measurement. And then a little bit of mustard. I'm just going to stir this, fold it in more or less. And there we go. This goes in the refrigerator and I'll be back when I peel the potatoes. Okay, potatoes peeled, onions peeled. Time to chop it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the potatoes and try to cut them into 1/4-inch cubes. And then once that's done, I'm going to wash them thoroughly to get rid of as much starch as possible. So I'm going to do this with all the potatoes, the onions, and then in the end the meat. It's going to be pretty boring, so I'll just speed it up from here on. Okay, so the onions are cut in pieces like that. Should not be too small. Potatoes the same, something like that. Also not too small. Need to have it in chunks. Anyway, so I'm gonna start trimming the meat. I will remove as much fat as I can from this, and then I'm gonna slice it and cube it. So we'll see. Probably be easier to cut this into slices and then clear it off. Okay, so this is the size we're looking for. All the pieces are going to be in similar sizes. So I'm going to chop this up and then I'm going to put the potatoes on a rinse. Rinse away as much starch as possible because you don't want that in there when you're cooking this. And then I'll meet you at the stove. Okay, so this is going to be noisy, so I'm just going to show you the start of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fry the onions. Like I said, they are not going to be cooked or fried on a high heat. I will just let them get translucent because the potatoes are going to take quite a while. So I'll cook these on low to medium just to make them translucent and saute them. The potatoes, medium to high heat, and I've drained them, and then I'm gonna fry them like that. I will only add some spices, some salt to it once they're almost done, and then the meat I'm gonna fry a little bit at a time, and as soon as it's fried on all sides, I'm going to put them in a casserole dish and put it in the oven at 210 Fahrenheit, 100 Celsius, just to keep it warm until serving. But like I said, it's going to be noisy, so I think I'm just going to do this and show you how it turns out. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so it's all done, and it's time to assemble this dish. I couldn't keep you there because it was just too noisy with the fan and everything. What I did was I fried the beef, and I put it a little at a time in the oven, just like that, piled it up, and let it rest in there at about 100 Celsius, 210 Fahrenheit. The potatoes I finished on the stove, as well as the onions. You should not put any salt on the potatoes until it's almost done, because it's just going to draw out the water and make it soggy. So that's what I tried to do. So anyway, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take a little bit of meat, a little bit of potatoes, just like so. A little bit of onion on top. There we go. And then, like I said, you could have an egg yolk presented in a half shell, but we're going to use the mustard sauce. Dollop of that. Oh, it's moving. And then a little bit of parsley, just like so. And with this, you have to serve House of Parliament sauce. Let's put a little bit of that on there. And there we go. Biff Rydberg, poor man style. Okay, I'll bring it in for a taste. Okay, so another traditional Swedish dish. Just like Hasselback potatoes, it's something that we export, but it's not very common abroad, I would think. Anyway, so I'll just give this a test. So it's beef with salt and pepper, should know how that tastes. A little bit of the white sauce and the brown sauce. And that's really delicious. You could, if you want to, mix it all up on your plate, but it's up to you. Anyway, Biff Rydberg. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hello, welcome to Lasse's Food and Barbecue. Today we're going to make Biff Rydberg. Also, when you do...